Register. Randy, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Steve. Can you give us an update on the size of your roster going into Saturday's game, please?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are doing well. I don't know how much actual change. Possibly one guy. We could have one more guy back, possibly. Whether they play or not, I'm not sure. But we'll have more guys on the trip for sure. It's just the ability to play. That's not for certain for sure. But we will have more guys on the bench for sure.
How has it been? What's been your practice protocol since whatever the last time you played? I don't even remember when that was, but what's been the practice protocol?
Well, we were off Tuesday, and we practiced yesterday. We watched a lot of tape. We reviewed a couple things on the floor. We went live for, a little bit. We only have 8 guys, live right now. So, there's only so much you can do live for a certain amount of time. And so, we'll take the same approach today, start watching tape on Mississippi State today and clean some things up within, our half-court defense and offensive execution and compete a little bit and, just continue to put our game plan in for Saturday.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Steve, when you guys are in practice or when you guys are in your coaches' meetings, what are the area or areas, I guess, at the top of your list that you want to prioritize in terms of short-term improvement, the things that you feel like you can get better at in a hurry?
Yeah, I think are you talking about just in general, or are you talking about with a limited roster?
In general.
In general. Yeah, I think number one, I think twofold. If you just take both sides of the ball, number one, offensive, I think execution. Number one from that standpoint, pace of play and execution. And then number two on the defensive end, rebounding and the ability to finish plays, transition defense and rebounding. I think those are the couple, biggest things I think we got to get better at, as we go forward. And if we can, I think it can help us.
What do you make of your guys' low assist rate as a group?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's obviously some numbers that I think, 2-point field goal percentage is really good, but I don't know. The turnover numbers, have been high. The assist to turnover ratio has not been, where it's been, over the years. And so, I don't know. That's probably the $1 million question on how do we get the free throw line more? How do we get paint touches more? How do we, playoff drive and kicks to where we got the defense scrambling so we do have assisted baskets from that standpoint, and then make those shots, and finish those plays. We got to finish plays and make open shots. That helps too. But, just continue to grow in the decision-making area I think is important. Playing off 2 feet and then limiting the turnovers, gives you obviously more opportunities to get assists.
Thanks.
Our next question will be from Michael Swain of 247 Sports. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, Coach, you had mentioned looking to get more guys back. I'm curious, is that because of getting them back to kind of shape after missing some time, or is that, some guys aren't going to be able to even be in practice here this week? Yeah,
I think it's a little bit of everything, not to go through all the protocol and different things that the pandemic presents, to you. But there's a process you have to go through from a standpoint to make sure everybody, checks all the boxes, to make sure they're healthy, to make sure they're sound, and make sure they're, physically ready to play. And so, it's just not, you just don't jump right back into things. That's just the reality of it. And so it's a process getting them back. And so that it'll slowly happen over the next week or so.
And then looking at Mississippi State, have you had the chance to dive into some of their film yet? And if so, what have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, I've watched a bunch on them. I've seen them play probably 4 or 5 whole games right now, as of now. And obviously, Coach Howland's going to be really good defensively, physical. I think the biggest thing, I like their guard play, with Stewart. They have a couple of really, really good guards, average, high double figures, over 15 points a game, both of those guards. But I think the biggest thing that they present for us is just the physicality and size up front. I think that's going to be a big key for us. We got to keep them off their sweet spots around the glass, and then we got to rebound. That's for sure. But, they want to play at a certain pace, so hopefully we get back on defense, get our defense set and be able to defend them in half court. But if you look a lot of their scores, I think there's a certain way they want to play. So we can't give them easy baskets in transition. Number one, we got to get our defense set and then really compete and guard them, and really got to compete on the glass. The size is going to be the biggest key to the game.
You mentioned it kind of right there, but just looking at their numbers, offensive rebounding is something where they're really good. I guess, how do you approach that in terms of preparation when, last game you only had one big man and it's maybe uncertain who you'll have this Saturday?
Yeah, we just got to talk to those young guys. We showed them more tape the other day. I thought it was really good. You got 20, 30 minutes worth of tape to show those guys from that standpoint of minutes played, what I mean. So we got chance to really show them tape. They've been in the gym today, which has been great, before we practice. And so, that was the first time they played those extended minutes in that kind of environment, that kind of game. And so hopefully this next game they'll get a little bit more experience, a little bit more mature, and be able to compete a little bit better from that standpoint on the glass.
Thank you.
Our next question will be from Matt Bellinson of the Iowa State Daily. Go ahead, Matt.
Steve, this question obviously can change depending on who you might be getting back for Saturday, but obviously on Monday, with George being the true big man that you guys had and he was in a lot of foul trouble, I guess, what is kind of your approach with him for this Saturday if he is still your, one true big man available? Is there anything you want him to change so he's not in that much foul trouble? I know you said you had some issues with some of the calls that he got on Monday, but is there anything you want him to change just because of the possible roster shortfall?
Yeah, I think George's already been in the gym this morning, which is great. Really working to improve his offensive game. But we just got to, number one, he's got to stay out of foul trouble. But then again, stay out of foul trouble with competing at the right way at a high level, because he's got the physicality and size to go against, Adu, Smith, Post, those big guys that they have, 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot. And so, he can protect the rim for us. So we're going to need him to be very, very huge defensive presence for us in this game. And on both ends, you know what I mean? We got to have the ability to throw the ball inside as well and score the ball.
Our next question will be from Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Steve, I have two things, neither one of them related to the other one. But first of all, Jayden Walker, what do you expect from him going forward?
Just continue to grow. I thought he made a couple really good plays. I thought the three he made was nice. The pull-up jump shot in the second half was nice. Just get him to stop overthinking, just play off instincts. Had a really good finish around the basket early in the first half or midway through the first half. Had 3 steals. Just, he's got good length and size and athleticism. And so we just got to keep giving him confidence, getting him out there more. And I think he's got a lot of versatility to where, he can play multiple positions. And so, I thought he did some good things the other night.
Was there any thought, any conversations that you know of about canceling this event for this year and using Saturday as a makeup Saturday?
No, not anything that I heard about.
What are your thoughts about playing this event during this strange?
The SEC challenge is great for our league. Regardless of the year, regardless of pandemic, it's more when people talk about it, it's more the timing of it. Do you want to play in November, December and not break up league play? But, there's a lot of things with TV to where, we get a full Saturday of just straight Big 12 SEC, 2 of the best leagues. Obviously, Alabama's playing really, really well for them in their league right now. They have some other teams, LSU, Auburn of late has been really good with Sharif Cooper. So I think it's great for our league to have a day where it's just about the Big 12 because when you look at the teams in our league right now, Baylor, Texas, West Virginia, Texas Tech, obviously Kansas, Oklahoma's playing terrific right now. Oklahoma State's had great wins. I think we have the best league in the country, and it gives us an opportunity. Now, a lot of the things with the challenges, it's matchups, it's who's at home, who's on the road, which this year's a little bit different because not a lot of people have fans, but it's great to have a day where it's just all about us.
Thank you, sir.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Steve, maybe this doesn't matter given the circumstances, but I'm just curious your thoughts, whatever things you guys can figure out as a group with, 6 or 8 guys, with this group and improvements you can make in the short term, does that get negated or gets reset when presumably those 4 starters come back and you're kind of trying to maybe start from scratch again, or how do you view that?
Yeah, you view it a couple ways. Because these guys are going to have missed extended time to where you're going to have to get them back into speed, the 4 starters, conditioning wise, offensively, what we're doing, defensively, assignments, especially the zone, because we're starting to play that a little bit more now. But I think it's great to where if these young guys can take advantage of these next couple games, continue to grow and continue to get better, that hopefully as we go into the second half of conference play, we can be a little bit deeper, we can have more experience, and we can put ourselves in a position to finish the right way. So I'm looking at it using it as a positive to where I think, like Jalen Coleman lands in the gym right now shooting. Man, he's got a smile on his face. He's excited. I know Solomon Young's ready to get back in here. All those guys, Trey, Javen, Nate Schuster, Carter Booth. I mean, you could go on and on. But I think also, too, the bolt energy that those guys will bring will be really, really important, too.
So is Jalen the guy that you expect that could come back, I guess, Saturday? He's in there shooting.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of factors and protocol involved in this, so it's just so hard. You can't really say yay or nay on that stuff.
Thanks.
All right, our final questions will come from Sean Keeler of the Denver Post. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, thanks very much. Steve, thanks for the time. Sorry to wrap this up with something out of left field from up in the mountains. I'm up here at the Denver Post. We're working on something on Monte Morris. We found a story of somebody who did that. They thought if they'd redrafted 2017, your old pal Monte would have been like the 6th or 7th pick if they could have done it over again. Are you surprised with what he's done consistently here on a good roster? And should he have been maybe a top 10 pick in hindsight?
No, I'm not surprised anything he does. I was texting with him yesterday. Man, he's done it the right way. He's earned everything he's got. You go back to Beecher High School in Flint, Michigan. He won championships there. He's the winningest player in the history of the school here. All-time assists, all-time steals leader, all-time wins leader. Won 3 Big 12 championships, played in 2 Sweet 16s. And then he's gone to Denver, and he's been a part of the, Western Conference Finals last year, Game 7 of the conference semis the year before. He just resonates winning, and he helps your culture, and he's about the right things. He represents our university tremendously. I love him. He's close with, me and my family, and appreciate what he means to me and what he means to this university and our basketball program, but not surprised at anything he does. He's a starting point guard for sure in the NBA, but the great thing about him is, he loves Denver, and he loves being a part of a great organization and winning and doing things the right way. And man, he's found a great niche there, and it's great to see him, get a new contract there and be able to really, really provide for him and his family going forward.
All right, thanks for your time today, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.